Hi all and welcome to Draw Along with me. Today we'll be creating an isometric lake house. This tutorial is a little different in that I will guide you through the steps of how to sketch and create the line work for the isometric lake house. However, when it comes to color, I'll leave that entirely up to you. I have included how I colored this in this video, so if you'd like to, you can watch that and follow along. However, for that part, there will not be any step-by-step instructions. I'd love to see everyone's creativity here, so if you do decide to follow along to the tutorial portion and then choose to color it in your own way, or choose to color it in the same way I did, I would love to see your results. Please share and tag me if you like. Let's start by setting up the isometric grid. Click on the wrench. Under Canvas, turn on the drawing guide. Select Edit Drawing Guide. Choose Isometric. If you want yours to match mine, tap here and select 65. Hit Done. You can change the opacity and the thickness to your preference. I'll leave my thickness around 50%, and I'll bring the opacity up as well to something like 60%. Just make sure that when you're done with these settings, you tap Assisted Drawing, then Done. Click on the color circle and select whatever sketching color you prefer. I'm just choosing something bright that I can see very clearly. Click on the brush tool, and from sketching, select whichever pencil brush you prefer. I'm using 6B pencil. Make sure that your opacity is at 100% and choose whichever brush size you prefer. 14% looks alright for me. 2-finger tap to undo and 3 to redo. And remember, if you don't want to touch the screen, you have undo and redo on this panel. I'll use my 2-finger pinch just to zoom out so I can see the edges clearly. From the side in, let's count around 8. So here I've got 2 pieces, 4, 6, and 8. So about here. From the top, count 8 down. 2, 4, 6, 8. So here's where we can start. Click and hold the eraser to get the same brush and take away this piece. We'll begin right here. Make sure that you're back on the brush tool. From here, 4 down, 2, 4. From here, 2, 4. From here, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Now at this point, 6 this direction, 2, 4, 6. At any time, you can double check any of your math. So 2, 4, 2, 4, 2, 4, 6. Great. From here, 9 down, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. A faint line here if you prefer. I'll use my 2-finger pinch to zoom back out. I want a pretty high-pitched roof, so I'll keep that in mind. But let's go ahead and close off this rectangle at the top. Here. And here. Lightly if you prefer. So here we should have 3 be the middle, so 1, 2, 3. That's our middle. So from this point up, count however many you prefer. I think mine is 5. So 2, 4, 5. 2, 4, 5. Connect these two together. That will be the top edge of the roof. From the bottom around 2 up, you can add a line across. And here's where we can begin to build the deck. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and connect them. Let's bring this back and actually just do 2. That will look more correct. Great. For this part here, we can, from each of these points, the edge of each side of the deck, you can draw a line up and across. I'll bring my brush size down to something like 8. That's looking nicer. So connect these points from each corner back to the wall, and that will be the frame for the deck. Now from each of these points, you can bring it down as far as you think you need it for the slope of the hill. I think this will be just fine for mine. Oop, but I'll make sure to match them. So for those of you who are following along exactly, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Great. From the deck, let's bring out a faint line this direction toward the left. And that will help us start the door. So here will be a door and here will be a double door since we have 6 across. Let's just do 2, 2, and connect those. You can put a line in the middle right now if you prefer. And on this side, 1 in, 2 up. Try again if you don't get something right the first time. 2 up, 2 up, across, across. So now we have a double door and a single door. For the little bridge, 2 blocks will probably do. And if you want to, you can add in the bars, the guardrails. That's where they'll be. So from the middle of the door, skip 1 block and go probably 3 up. And cross it at the top and then follow each of these lines down here and here. I think the flower box will actually just be jutting out from this part of the window. So about a half a block, half a block. Let's zoom in to make this a little bit more clear. Use your eraser tool whenever you need to. Half a block across. From here, half a block up, just about to that, to right above that line, up, back to the window. And then you can cross to close it here, and we'll just need to take out these extra lines. Great. Let's add windows. About a half a block away using the brush tool. So from the middle of the door, about a half a block away, and I think mine will end right behind the flower box. So I'll try again. And then over, pretty big windows. Now let's match that on this side, so about half a block. Up. To about there. And over. Leaving a little gap. And just about a fourth a block, it looks like, on the other side. Oh, that's looking okay. Great. I think we should take back some of these extra lines, just for clarity later. So erase back these lines here, if you have them. And I think here as well. That will probably be showing through, so we can leave that alone. Great. Click on the brush tool, and let's actually follow these windows up lightly to help guide us to put the other ones in. I think these ones should be right above this window, but if you don't like that placement, change yours how you prefer. And a small gap here. Basically floor to ceiling windows on the top floor, or this floor. Use your eraser to take back the guidelines as you need to. Let's keep going. With the brush tool, following this line, here and here, as well as here and here, we'll add in the next windows in basically the same position on this wall. Line up, pretty wide, basically a full block, half here and half here. Follow this line over, and here. Use this space as a guide on this side, so about half. Ooh. And this was almost a block across, so probably right about there, maybe a little bit wider actually. I think that's looking all right for mine, so I'll go ahead and use my eraser to take out the extra pieces, as well as this one. Much better. Right now this building kind of looks like it has a mohawk, so let's go ahead and fix that. Click on the Layers panel, plus symbol to add new layer. You do not need drawing assist on this layer. Here we can just connect this using the brush tool. We can just connect this point to this point. If you want an overhang, go ahead and do that. And again, connect this point to this point. One more time, this point to this point. Click on the Layers panel, tap on this layer, Layer 1, which is assisted. Use your eraser to take away your guidelines that don't need to be there anymore. That one, this one back here, this one, and this one, kind of leave a little bit so you can see. This one definitely. We left a little bit here because we're going to make an attic door and balcony, just for fun. So if we want it to be a full block, we'll use half a block each direction. And I'm thinking right here, so let's see, brush tool. One, 2.5 down, cross like this, half a block in, and down. And we'll make it about 2 blocks tall. So here's 1 block, half a block, go down just a little bit further, and half a block there. Good. Now here, go about a half a block in both directions, here and here. And then a full block out, a full block out. And connect them. Here again, since this is half a block, we'll need to go up 1 more, half a block up 1 more, half a block up 1 more, find a way to connect those, and this will become the railing. 1 block here, and 1 block here. So that will be the wall there. Good. Use the eraser to take this away now. We don't need it anymore. Oh, at the top of the door we do need. All right, up here, let's add in a little chimney. So perhaps to this direction, brush tool, 1 up. You can go 1 over if you prefer. I'm going to do just about a half, maybe a little over. And then almost to the end, almost to the end, cross, cross, back down to the house. Click on the Layers panel, tap on this layer that we used before for the roof, and with this you can add in some little beams that are going to help hold up this deck. Whatever angle you prefer, I'm sure there's science behind it, but this is just for fun. Click on the Layers panel, tap back on our assisted layer. For this one, we can pretend to go down 2, and then probably 2, 4, 5, or 6. I think mine's probably good there, so I'll leave it. And here, to this direction is where I'll start. 2, 4, 6, 8. Two, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6. You can go a little ways down on each of these and then try to connect those pieces together. And this will be the dock for the lake house. While we still have this little guide, let's go ahead and use that to connect the dock to the land. So 2 and 2, cross to connect it. Again, this can go down just a little ways and then up to that. If you'd like to, on this assisted layer, you can probably 1 in, draw a line down into the water, 1 more, draw a line down into the water, and you can add crosses. These won't be super obvious right now. Line over, connect, connect. Click on the layers panel, tap on this layer, and we can try to add in a curve here. Oh, not that big. A little smaller. And a curve here. Once again, should just be a little tiny bit smaller. So try again. And that seems fine. Might use my eraser tool just to bring it back a little bit. Right there. Right here. For this next part, let's choose a different color to help ourselves. So I'll pick out probably a pretty hot pink. Click on the layers panel, plus symbol to add a new layer. Tap to get out of that if you need to. Zoom in over here. Draw a line right above the door. Go out half a block. You can use your quick line or turn on assisted for this layer. I've just used quick line. Brush tool, line across. And then here, a curve down from here to here. Line across. From here to right outside this line. Make it match the isometric grid here, parallel with here, and curve it back to this point. Edit your arc if you need to, or would like to. And try again if you just don't like something. Brush tool to get out of that. If, like me, you want to change it up a little bit, just go ahead and do that. I'm erasing this back and making this part just a little bit more straight. Good. Let's go to the dock. Let's start over here. So draw a line, probably 3 blocks long, and you can use quick shape as I did. So next, I think we'll go up half a block on each side, half a block here, half a block here. It doesn't have to be perfect. And from these 2 points, make a curve. Oh. Try to edit your curve if you get a funny one like I just did. What we're making right now is a canoe to sit on the dock. So that's fine there. Brush tool. And here the canoe will have a little bit of a curve to it. I think that that's probably good for mine. So eraser to take out the guideline. And if you want to, go ahead and add a line here to show the, like a curve here to show the bottom of the boat facing upward. canoe, whatever you prefer to call it. Perhaps kayak. Mine is a canoe. Yours can be whatever you want it to be. Great. For the umbrella table and chairs, let's make a new layer. Click on the Layers panel, add a new layer. Let's start by making a perfect circle. Click on the brush tool. For those of you who might have issues with your perfect circle, click on the wrench, preferences, or PREFS, prefs. Check to see if any one of these is blue. For example, if dynamic brush scaling is blue, toggle that off because it will affect your ability to make quick shapes. Let's keep going. Draw a circle, leave the pencil on the screen. It should snap to an ellipse or a circle, and something should pop up at the top briefly. Place a finger on the screen to make it perfect and resize it while you're doing this. Then lift up with your pencil. Two-finger tap to undo if you get an extra mark like I did. Arrow tool, and let's make this follow the isometric grid. To do that, click first on Distort. If you have snapping on, that's not a problem, though it might get annoying. If magnetics is on, it will be a problem for you, so turn that off. So here, find a point. For example, I found my point here, and I will drag, using Distort, I will drag this. I will drag this over to be 3 blocks in this direction, so I need to go 3 blocks in this direction. If you need to, go ahead and tap on snapping and turn off snapping if that's on, to make your circle fit the isometric grid. Aha, there we go. So 3, 3, 3, 3, wonderful. Arrow tool to get out of that, arrow tool to get back into it. Click on either uniform or freeform. Without touching the blue handles, push outside of it somewhere until you like the position. So let's go ahead and actually copy this a couple of times. I'm pushing it out here. Click on the Layers panel, swipe, duplicate. Hide one for now. Okay, here's one to work with. Arrow tool, move it over. So here I found a block of 4, and I'm going to try to make it fit in that space using uniform. Almost. Nearly there. It seems like it's now in that block of 4. Great. So this can be the tabletop. Click on the Layers panel, swipe, duplicate, arrow tool, and drag it down. You can use snapping or magnetics at this point to help you. Give it a little bit of a space. Eraser tool, and take away the edge on the opposite side. Great. So here is our tabletop. Click on the Layers panel, add a new layer. Tap to get out of that. From the middle, let's go probably 3 using the brush tool. From the middle, probably around 3 blocks up, but let's go through the table, 2 blocks down. Good. Eraser tool, erase back this part. And perhaps a little extra here, probably around half block there. Click on the Layers panel, show this layer, swipe and duplicate, hide it again. Let's use this one, arrow tool, and using uniform, make it teeny tiny, and try to line it up with the bottom of your pole. Oh, I think I've got mine right about there. Woohoo! Brush tool to get out of that. So to build the umbrella, let's just get going. Click on the Layers panel, show this layer again. You can swipe and duplicate it and hide the layer if you want a safe copy just in case, but let's go ahead and use this and try to build an umbrella. So first let's match it up to line somewhere. So arrow tool, I'm going to put it in this block of 4, I think, or maybe in this block of 3. Oh, so 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Brush tool. Let's find the middle of this. So cross here, cross here, and from the middle point as high as you'd like it to be. I'll go just a little bit further just in case. Layers panel, plus symbol. Tap on the large N on that layer beneath and bring the opacity down if it helps you. Stay on this layer. All right, from here to here, we can curve it down or make it straight, whatever you prefer. I'm just gonna have mine kind of be wabi-sabi. So curves here and here and here, and then curve all the way around this edge. You can put a little ball on top if you like it. You can put little balls at the ends of each of these. You might not see them back there. And if you like, you can do that thing where you just drape down, curve, back up, line, line, and curve. It's kind of looking like a circus tent, but that's all right. Brush tool, line down, and curve. Oh, more of a curve. Click on the Layers panel, hide this guideline layer so we can see what's going on here. Arrow tool and push it over to your umbrella area. Click on Freeform if you'd like to see if you'd like to squish it, which I think I might. Oh, that's looking a little better for mine, so I'm squishing mine down with this top blue handle. Might not perfectly match isometric anymore, but it looks better to me, so I think I might stick with that for mine. So click on the Layers panel and find your pull layer, erase your tool, and take that away where it shouldn't be anymore. And now I think we've basically got an umbrella table. So if you like it, keep it. If you don't, try again a different way. Totally up to you. Let's begin to make the chairs. Click on the Layers panel. You can now pinch to merge all of these umbrella layers together. Add a new layer. Show this circle if you kept it. If not, just go ahead and make another circle that fits the isometric grid. Swipe and duplicate. Hide it. Arrow tool. Zoom in. Using uniform, make it smaller. Try to make it fit around 4 boxes right here in the middle, like a pizza. That looks about right. Layers panel, add a new layer. From this middle point that we created, draw a line up, probably about half a block, maybe a little more, maybe a little less, depending on your picture. And this is great for now. Layers panel, you can pinch to merge those two together. Plus symbol. Tap on the Layers panel, tap on this layer, and select Drawing Assist. Make a square for the chair. Let's start with a chair that's facing this direction. Up, up, and across. This one can be used facing this direction and this direction. Click on the Layers panel. On the base layer, tap on it, swipe left, duplicate. Press and hold this and drag it above that one, above the chair itself. Tap on the chair, arrow tool, and fit it into this space however you think it should be. Maybe it's higher, maybe it's lower. Layers panel. These two can be merged together. You can either pinch the layers or tap on this layer, the top layer, and select Merge Down. Now this chair can be moved around. Let's put it here for now. Click on the Layers panel, tap on this base that we duplicated before, plus symbol to add a new layer. Let's do the same thing. Tap on the Layers panel, click on this layer, and select Drawing Assist. First start with a square so that people can sit down, and then add onto it from this corner up, across, and down. Eraser tool, take out that extra piece. Great. Arrow tool, and place it on top of this wherever you think it should be. Great. Click on the Layers panel and tap Merge Down. So now we have a chair here and a chair here. Let's go ahead and add some extra details to each of these. Neither one of them should say assisted, but if yours does, tap on the layer and turn off Drawing Assist, like that. So now we're working on this one. Using the brush tool, add a kind of rim around the exterior of the left, top, and right here. Same thing down here, add a rim and a rim. From here, draw a little curve down and down. A little curve here. Make a curve. You can use the arc here if you prefer. From here out, we can kind of make an idea here and here of where an armrest should be, and then curve it down to that point. So it might not be perfect, but kind of fun. Use your eraser tool to make adjustments as needed. Maybe you even want to add a bit of curves here, 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 if you prefer. If you don't like that, don't do it. And use your eraser tool whenever you want to. Make this circle thicker. I like that a little better. Same thing over here, but kind of opposite. Click on the layers panel, make sure you're on the brush tool, tap on that layer, and add a little bit of a thick edge around the top here and the two sides, the bottom, and maybe the front this time. Curve down, curve down, curve down, and you can make an arc to connect these if you want, or just try to make the curve yourself, whatever you prefer, of course. Pretend like that one's there and make the connection here. And this will go up a ways, like that one did, up a ways, pretending like it's probably around here and here. For the little armrest. Use your eraser tool to kick back anything you don't like, and try again whenever you don't like something. From here, if you want to, you can make curves, basically at 4 points, or 3 if you prefer. I think this one will be over just a little bit. And you can also make this base a little thicker, not that big. Bit messy, but they seem like cozy, comfy chairs now for lounging. Click on the layers panel. Oh, I've got something extra in both of mine, but I don't think it'll affect the drawing. So click on the layers panel, swipe left and tap duplicate on both of these. So now we have 4 chairs in total. Click on one of them, arrow tool, and then place it wherever you think it should go on the drawing. I think mine's gonna probably go back there somewhere, but I'll see where the other ones are at. Layers panel, tap on the next one. This is the same one, so we can tap flip horizontally and put it where we think it should go. I might have to make these chairs just a little bit smaller or the umbrella table just a little bit bigger. I like the size of the umbrella table though, so I think all my chairs need to be a little bit smaller. If you have that same problem, click on the layers panel, swipe right on each of them. So these ones here, arrow tool, uniform, make them a little bit smaller. Okay, I'll work with that on mine. Layers panel, tap on each one, move it where you think it should be. Oh, and turn off snapping whenever that gets annoying. Maybe this one will hide back there. This one will be over here. Layers panel, next one, arrow tool. Might be right about here, blocking some of that one, obviously. Using the middle circle, I'm kind of going in a square around it to see where I think I should put them. So middle circle, over here somewhere. Layers panel, next one, arrow tool, flip horizontally, and find where it goes. I think that my front two ones should be just a teensy bit bigger, so I'll go ahead and do that. Layers panel, swipe right on both of them, arrow tool, uniform, teensy bit bigger. And that seems to make more sense to me. Do whatever makes sense for yours, of course. And adjust these however you'd like them to be. It's not going to look exactly like mine, and that's okay. Maybe it'll look better. Alright, you all, for any of these pieces, let's go ahead and erase anything that's behind where we don't need to see it anymore. Click on the Layers panel, go through each of your layers, and find out what you can erase back. For example, here I can erase back that part of the door. Let's go. Pinch to merge layers together whenever you can. And continue erasing back what you don't need. When you think you've got that entirely done, you can carry your layers closer together and pinch to merge them all. Delete any unnecessary layers, like that one for example. If you want to keep your perfect circle, you can continue to keep that, of course. Click on the color circle and choose another color to add the edge of the water. Add a new layer to do this. So we're just freehanding this in. Don't worry too much about it. And add it in where you'd like it to be. Click on the Layers panel, add a new layer. Click the color circle and choose something that you'd like to add in the idea of stone steps with, as well as the border around the house. So here from this line where we made it earlier, go underneath your bridge, and then to that line. You can go across underneath the deck. Add any kinds of shapes where you think they should go. And let's begin to add in some kind of staircase, which is stone or rock, so it's not going to be perfect. I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. These are stone, like hand-laid stone steps. So I'm just kind of shading it in at the moment and sort of winding it down toward this bridge. If you have a different way that you want to add yours in, please do. This is how I'll be doing it. So here mine's kind of curving down, and there's going to be a bit of a hill here. It'll be hidden slightly for a moment, and then it's just going to come back this direction if I can get it to do. Not perfect, but I'm satisfied with that for now. We can work on cleaning it up later. Click on the Layers panel, add a new layer, choose a bright color to add in some buoys. It'll just be a perfect circle, and that's all they'll be. You can just make one and click on the Layers panel and duplicate it, and put them wherever you think they should go. Pretty evenly spaced. Probably far too many, so I might take this one out at least. But I think that's a nice little swimming area to keep everyone safe from the boats. Add it in if you like it, and don't do it if you don't like it or do something different. Okay, click on the Layers panel, merge all of these together, and then verify that you can merge everything else together as well. For example, I have this random mark, so I'll use my eraser just to get rid of that before I merge everything together for our initial sketch. So here I've merged everything except for this circle, which I've kept safe, and I'll go ahead and swipe and lock it. Here we've basically finished up all of the initial sketching for the isometric lake house. So you can tap on this layer and select rename to name it sketch or whatever you prefer to help keep yourself organized. And you can tap on the large N and lower the opacity if you prefer. Next, swipe and lock it if you prefer to do that for yours. Add a new layer. Tap on this layer, select Drawing Assist. Add a new layer, and do not turn on Drawing Assist. So for this, go ahead and pick out a color that you'd like to do all of your line work with. It doesn't have to be like my color. It can be something different. Click on the brush tool and choose an inking brush, whatever you prefer. Some suggestions I have are, for example, technical pen under inking, calligraphy, script, or if you'd like to, you can go to Patreon and download my simple ink brush, which is what I'll be using today. Choose a color that you like for your line work. Trace all of the lines that are assisted or follow the isometric grid on this layer, and trace all of the lines that do not follow that on this layer. I think I'll do mine by magic. Alright you all, I finished tracing all of the lines that I wanted to trace from the initial sketch. So I am at this point ready to hide that. If you are as well, let's go ahead and do that. There are a few things such as the staircase that I'll point out. I made this wabi-sabi. It's not perfect, it's not isometric, but I like it, I think it's fun. And I added 3D effects to each of these pieces. If you are ready, follow along with me. Click on the Layers panel, hide the initial sketch. We can merge these two layers together. Add a new layer and add extra fun details all over wherever you think they should go. For example, maybe the window pane, maybe doorknobs, some lines for texture for the wood, all these kinds of things. Brick, the roof, whatever you'd like to add, go ahead and do that now. You can, of course, turn on the isometric drawing grid whenever you want or need to. And let's keep going. Here I'm adding some lines to indicate that there is like siding on this house. I'm not making it go all the way across, though I could if I wanted to. Same thing, lines on the roof to indicate shingles, but it doesn't have to be all over. Here I added those curves in as well, which you can do now if you like them. For each of the decks, I think I will try to do individual lines. And then add basically little crossbars wherever. You want to add things to this deck, you absolutely should. I think that could be really cool. I'm just not going to be able to do that this time myself. But if you're able and willing, you absolutely should do that. Sounds like it would be so cool. Now this might get to be too much, and I'll figure that out really fast if it does. But I'm actually so far liking it. All right. I'll do the same thing over here. That'll be fine for that part. I think I will add frames to my windows really quickly. I'm going to add a door handle to this door and to these doors. And I think I'll just stick with a perfect circle for both of those. Although this one probably would look really nice with just lines, actually. Trying to get them about the same distance both directions. Yeah, that's fine. That looks alright to me. Perfect circle for that one too. My lines are a little bit messy, and that's just something I'll have to work with. If you want your lines to be perfect, take the time to make them perfect. I'd like for this set of doors to be screen, or not screen, but glass. So I'll actually take this out and rethink that. I like it, but because I can't see it well enough, I'm just going to take it out. I like the idea, but it's just too small of a space for me to work with, so I'm just going to skip that. If you have enough room to try to add something like that in, please do. I think all of my things up here, apart from door handles, are ready, so I will continue to the dock. Same thing here. I'll just add in basically wood slats all over. Do a couple of these sort of lines so you get the idea, like mentally, that this is wood. Turn off drawing assist whenever you need to. For example, it'll make it a lot easier for me to erase these pieces if I don't have that on. So I will do that and turn it back on if I need it. Even though they'd be here, I'm just going to erase them back for readability in all of the circle areas. Turning on drawing assist to add in some more of these. If you don't like this part, just skip it. Click on the wrench, canvas, and turn off the drawing guide just to see what you're working with. Right now, it just seems like my patio furniture is a little bit squashed together, especially with those lines beneath. But I'm going to try to work with it. I think when I go to color, it will clear everything up a lot more. So now we need to add in perfect circles for the handles. Click on the layers panel, add a new layer, and add those in however you think they should be. I think that's what I decided on for mine. Look around and see if there's anything else you'd like to add to your piece. I think as far as all of these isometric elements go, mine is probably good to go, so I'll move on. If you need some more time, just pause the video and keep working on it. Otherwise, click on the Layers panel. You can merge these together if you prefer. I'm just going to swipe right on all of them and group them together. Closing the group, sketch is off. This is still available if we need it, the perfect circle that has been fitted to the isometric grid. So here we can rename this one inking or whatever you prefer. So tap on the layer beneath it, add a new layer. You can open up this caret and tap on each of these to select either multiply or linear burn, whichever one you prefer to work with for this. I'll use multiply today. Just make sure that each of them is set to multiply. Or if you've merged it all into one, that one is set to multiply. So here under inking, I have multiply, multiply, multiply. Maybe I'll merge them all together later, but for now I'm keeping them separated. All right, you all, now that the line work is done, let's go ahead and start coloring. Alright, you all, that is all I'm going to do for my own coloring. I look forward to seeing what you all did with yours. Thank you so much for joining me today to create an isometric lake house. I hope you all enjoyed this tutorial. See you next time!